Hey everybody, Daniel here for Mobile Syrup, and today we are looking at the $250 Nokia Lumia 620, and this is available exclusively in Canada on TELUS, and it will probably come to Kudo in the future. $0 on a 2-year term, so this is a very inexpensive Windows Phone 8 device. It's actually been very well received internationally, and I can see why. You know, this 3.8-inch device, it's very compact, it's well made, it's got a great 5-megapixel camera, it's got a nice 800 by 480 display, it's very colorful, it's got great viewing angles. Oh well, not exactly wonderful horizontally, but vertically it has great viewing angles. It's got a 1 gigahertz dual-core Qualcomm processor. It has 512 megs of RAM. It's got 8 gigs of internal storage. It's got a micro SD slot and all the makings of a great entry-level smartphone. So let's take a look around the device. First of all, you see you have this 3.8-inch screen. You got the capacitive buttons below. On the bottom, you have the micro USB port. On the right side, you have all the buttons. This is very much in line with what Nokia does on all of their Windows phones. You have the camera button on the bottom, power button in the middle, and the volume rocker on the side. Now these actually stick out quite a lot and feel great, so you won't miss your turning down the volume. You know, if the subway conductor is making an announcement or something like that. I just dated myself there. I don't know why I said that, but anyway, on the top we have the 3.5mm headphone jack. We also have a microphone for noise cancellation, and on the back we have the 5-megapixel camera with an LED flash. Now this device is, you know, not exactly the highest end on the market, but for $250 outright, you really cannot go wrong. It runs every single Windows Phone app you can imagine, and you see here, when I logged in for the first time, I had the ability to restore my account from a previous backup, which was from the Lumia 920, and you can see that all of my apps actually downloaded instantly. It was really great, but this is a little bit puzzling, and I've had this before. I'm not sure why that happens, because all of the apps that I use on the 920 seem to be here. And of course you have all those fantastic Lumia specific apps, including Nokia Drive, Nokia Maps. If I go into the market, you can see that there are a bunch of things that are trying to download, but they just can't. And if I click on them, I get an error. But all of these are probably updates for the apps that downloaded. I'm not sure what I'm going to have to do here. Obviously, you have your Nokia collection, which is a curated set of apps that Nokia has either built themselves or partnered with other developers for. You can see things like here, City Lens, and you see here, I'm going to try to update that and see what happens. But obviously all the Nokia Drive, Nokia Maps, they were updated to the here branding a few weeks ago. So you have all the same things here that you can do on the 920. Now the camera itself is a 5-megapixel shooter, but again, you have all the same functions with the lenses and whatnot that you do on the 920. And this is actually a great little camera. You know, you're going to get decent performance from it, decent speeds as well, and you're not going to be let down by this device, especially for the price that you're paying. Now, just to give you a bit of a scale comparison, now here we have the 920 next to the Lumia 620, and you can see just the size difference is quite stark. The 3.8-inch device compares to the 4.5-inch 920, but they're about the same thickness. The 620 is a little bit thicker, and you can see the same design ethic, very much in line with the entire Lumia line. Now obviously, like the lower-end devices, the 720 and the 820, the 620 actually has a removable back cover. Now I'm not going to do that on camera because I find that it's a little bit treacherous, because what you do is you actually push down on the camera sensor to remove the back cover, and what I've done in the past is put pressure on the glass and have actually damaged the glass before. So I'm not going to do that here, but you will be able to change the back cover for some more luminous varieties, green, red, yellow, white, whatever your heart desires. But you can see just how much smaller this device is, and obviously it's much cheaper, but it doesn't actually let you down in any of the major, in any real way. This is, it's not as high resolution screen, but it's a smaller screen, so it feels very sharp. It's very fast. It's got a dual core processor. It's got enough RAM to do everything you need it to do, except for a few higher end games. So that is one thing that you're going to have to keep in mind. Games like Asphalt 7, which is a very power hungry and RAM hungry Gameloft game, that's not available for the 620 because it needs a gig of RAM. But everything else is pretty much available to you. And Windows Phone has come a very long way since the early days, and there are a bunch of great apps. Obviously, you don't have Instagram, you don't have things like Flipboard, but you have pretty much all the basics, and there are a bunch of great independent alternatives to any of the apps that you won't be able to find from official means. So I definitely recommend taking a look at this if you want a entry-level smartphone that won't give you problems, that will give you great battery life. The battery life on this is pretty great, and I've used it quite extensively. Now, I don't have a Windows Phone 8S by HTC to compare it to, but this is around the same price, and I would actually recommend this over the 8S because it has a better camera, it has a front-facing camera, which the 8S does not, and it just feels a little bit better. Now, I love the 8S design, but I really do promote Nokia devices on when you're deciding on a Windows Phone 8 device. Mostly because it has those Lumia apps, and although Nokia has extended its mapping software to other devices, it's still got a bunch of great exclusives, and rumor has it that Instagram is going to come to the Windows Phone platform as a Lumia exclusive. Who knows if that's true, but don't take a chance. I definitely recommend this. $250 outright, $0 on a 2-year term. It's available at TELUS today, probably at Kudo in the coming months. So this has been Daniel from Mobile Syrup. Thanks for watching.